Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio this morning, Stephanie Coonce, Executive Director of Encore Developmental Services. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Seth.
How is your summer going so far?
It is going very well.
Going fast, or at least mine is.
I can't believe it's mid-July, right?
Yeah. It feels like just yesterday was July 4th.
I know, and
and then before that, it was Memorial Day, and
the summer is already half over. We're like, what, a month up? Yeah,
a month from
We're
school.
A month from school.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I send my kids back to school in a month, so it flew by for sure. And speaking of flying by, Stephanie, I know that you've done been focused a lot on fundraising over the last several months, and like I said, it's I can't believe we're to a point we're already thinking about like the fall time when you had some goals in place and things you wanted to get done. Let's talk fundraising, and what do you have going on?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. So our first kind of big fundraiser is going to be this Saturday, July 22nd at the thrift store from 10 to 2. We are going to be having a Christmas in July sale. And party because it's Christmas, and it's summer, so we're going to have our lemonade shake-ups from the apple and pork, and we're just going to have we're going to have a Go food truck is going to be out there.
Okay.
And we'll have lots of Christmas items on sale. We'll be wearing all the goofy hats, playing Christmas music. You can come and donate and buy things that our clients have made, things that have been donated.
You have a lot of Christmas stuff right now?
We always have Christmas stuff.
I feel like that's the standard the thrift store answer is like we always have Christmas stuff. It's just you only have 1 month to put it all out, right?
Actually no, we keep Christmas out 24/7.
Do you really?
Yeah. 12 months a year we have Christmas out in a back section out there in the warehouse.
Gotcha.
After COVID, when we rearranged the warehouse and we'd shut down and we redid some things and we took the Christmas away, we had a influx of frustrated customers saying, where's the Christmas? I'm like, what? Okay, so then we put out a table.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll add a table. And then it was like, that's not enough. So
right, sure.
Have kept, we have a whole big Christmas section.
All right.
It might not always get the attention that it needs, but you can always find, stuff.
Well, I mean, if you had people commenting on it, I mean, obviously they were seeking that out.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So it's always Christmas. So, and I know my staff have been putting like the big, good Christmas stuff away. So we will be pulling all of that out. We'll pull out the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Decorate those, hopefully, and just do some fun.
So if you get the itch for Christmas at any point in the year, you can just stop by Encore.
Absolutely. All the time.
Or particularly this weekend. So, yeah. Now, are you making like Christmas cookies and all that stuff?
No.
Yeah. It's all right.
I hadn't gone that far.
You've got enough going on. I don't know.
A lot of work.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of work. But so the fundraiser, of course, the funding just big sale, the big Christmas sale, is that kind of the theme then, I guess?
That is the theme, big Christmas sale. But of course, everything at the store is on sale, and we will have lots of places to take your donations. So we'll have boxes, we have a QR code and posters that you can come and donate. Our goal is to raise $3,000 over the next few weeks before our next fundraiser to pay for the design concept of our fire alarm system.
Sure.
So with all of the renovations and things that we have to do because of our life safety code violations, the first thing we are targeting is our fire alarm system.
Okay.
So that first expense is to pay for the design, and that is about $3,000. And then the next expense will be, I am estimating probably $15,000 to pay for our for the equipment that we'll be getting, and then we have the installation, and we are here in the next week or so we'll be putting out for bids to to be able to put in and install that fire alarm system.
Great.
So this is the first, big thing that we need to have done, that we hope to have done this, get rolling here this late summer, fall.
Yeah, for sure. Now, it's been a few months since I've had you in. So what's kind of happened on that front in terms of pursuing grants and fundraising and, the planning and all the things that go with this? What have the last few months looked like for you?
It's been busy. It's been an exciting time, partially because I've actually hired a grant writing staff that actually they are part of my staff, and they are writing the grants for me. So I'm providing them information. So we've been gathering that, doing all the drafts of that, and getting the, I guess, the core of people that we're going to be sending out those grants to. And hopefully the goal is to hopefully get, as much covered as we can to be able to fund the entire project, of course.
Now, what are they saying to you about the possibility of some of the grants they're pursuing and all that stuff?
They're very positive at this point.
Really?
We're kind of at the beginning stages where we're just ready to I'm about to get an edited draft back to them so they can start sending it out here in the next week or so.
Now, where do you fall in the writing process and the, you mentioned gathering information and those sorts of things? Like, what is kind of your role in this whole thing?
Well, basically, I have sent them everything I've written. It feels like tons of stuff that I've written, everything, all the grants I've written, all the grants I have done, and any other information. So I send it off to them, and then they basically edit it and make it better, because they have been doing this for Tammy, who I'm working with, has been doing this for over 25 years and raised millions and millions of dollars. So they are professionals. They take it and they put it into their forms, edit it out. And now I have while I have it and adding some things to it, doing some edits and my own edits. There's some expansion that they wanted me to expand on some things.
Okay.
So like our location was one of the things, and where we are, that I was talking more about DeWitt County and where we're at there in it. And so then I will get that back to them. And while I'm doing that, they are researching the area and, like, where can we go to look for grants? DeWitt County, Clinton is a very small place. So we have to expand that out of this area. So, they're looking at foundations, and because we have people that come from Decatur, people that come from Lincoln, people that come from from McLean County. And so, expanding the region to look into those kind of places.
Has it been helpful, you think?
I think so. I hope so. I still have, the draft that I'm getting to her probably later today or tomorrow. So I will get that to her, and then they will, look at it, do their, combining it all, and then I'll get it. It's all, I am responsible for actually submitting the grant. So they're doing the research for me. They're actually doing, the bulk of the writing, and then they send it to me, and I'm the one who takes it,
throws it in the mail,
throws it in the mail, makes the contacts. But then what's really great for me is that these people, they could guide me. And because I have never done, this kind of thing. So then she's like, okay, now you need to do this. And then we're going to, so it's someone that can help teach me this whole process.
You mentioned it's been pretty helpful. I mean, where would you be without their help at this point?
I would be floundering, trying to find grants somewhere. And part of it for me is just knowing where do you find these places? Where do you find these people? And there are actually, I think, 3 major, I don't know if it's sites or, someone that they gather where these grants come from, and you have to pay for these things.
Right.
So we don't have
the
resources to do that.
Yeah. Now, if I remember right, I can't remember if you told me this or if someone I was talking to about grants just kind of generally mentioned that it's like when you get to the grant writing process and you have someone do it for you, it's not so much you're paying them. They take like a cut of the grant, correct?
Not in this case.
Oh, okay. It's not this.
In this
that
case,
way.
I have hired them as my staff.
Okay.
Actually, the name of the agency is called Grant Staff. So I've actually hired them. That's why I'm the one who is actually doing a lot of the editing and will be submitting it.
I see.
There's a couple ways several ways to do grants, as I found out in all of this research.
Yeah.
But you can do it that way, or you can pay them like to do one grant. And I'm like, well, that's not guaranteed. And then I found that you can hire actually the grant staff, and they actually become a part of my agency.
Mm.
So it's not like I have to, they're part of us. It's not like they're a separate entity, like a fundraising entity, because that gets a little tricky when it comes to 501c3. So
Yeah.
with them being a part of, my contracted staff,
Mhm.
then we don't have to worry about
I
all
see.
of that.
I see. Does that look better when you're out seeking out those grants? Is that these people are on staff, or does that even make a difference?
I don't think that makes a difference. I don't even think they will know
Okay.
that necessarily that I'm working with
Okay. I was just curious.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you've learned a lot about this whole thing. I mean,
It's been everything right now in my job is like,
a learning experience.
so much.
Yeah.
With, putting out bids. I'm learning about, I have a guy coming to look at the roof so I can get a good budget for our roof, and learning about all the different systems that we can do to upgrade the roof.
Right. Yeah.
And fire alarm systems, and okay, approve this. Does this look good? And I'm like, yeah, you have these architect sketches with, little dots and lines going everywhere. And I'm like,
what does this mean?
Yeah, at first it's like, what is this? I don't even know what I'm looking at. And then you go, okay, it looks like we have things going all over the building.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I've seen those before, and it's like, I couldn't even break this down if you asked me to. So
it takes a little bit to figure it out.
Yep, no doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, Stephanie, let's take a break here. One more time, remind us, Saturday, big fundraiser, Christmas in July.
Yes, July 22nd, 10 to 2 at Encore Thrift Store. Christmas in July. Lots of fun and Christmas music.
Yeah. Is it all day, certain hours?
10 to 2.
10 to 2. All right. At Encore, correct?
At Encore.
Yep. Very good. Again, Stephanie Coonce is the executive director of Encore Developmental Services, our guest in studio, and more to come with her on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
For more information. Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and wheat trading double-digit higher. September corn up 15, 5.14 and a quarter. December corn 5.19 and 3/4, up 13 and 3/4. March corn up 13 and a quarter, 5.30 and a half. August beans up 10 and a half, 14.94 and a half. September beans up 13 and a quarter, 14.20 and a half. November new crop 13.92 and a half, up 14 and a half. September wheat 6.69 and 3/4, up 16. December wheat up 15 and a quarter, 6.89. August bean meal 441.50, up 7.10. August bean oil 64.69, down 7 cents. Livestock market, August feeders 247.90, down $1.35. August live cattle up 15 cents, 180.27. August lean hogs 96.97, up 220. I'm Jim Taylor for the RFD Radio Network.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet Service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
If you're looking for a local, full or part-time job in Central Illinois, there's an easy place to go to find current job openings. It's IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. You'll find jobs available near you. And the best part is that it's free for candidates to access 24/7. If you want a local job when you don't have to spend a lot of money on gas to get to, then you want access to IllinoisJobPost.com to check out current local job openings. That web address again is IllinoisJobPost.com. Another service from your friends at the Miller Media Group.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks again for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence, and the WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Stephanie Coonce is the executive director of Encore Developmental Services in studio with us. And Stephanie, we were talking about all these things you have to do, fire alarms and sprinkler systems and roofs and all these things. Remind us, why do you have to do all of this?
We are doing this because our building is old, and it's an old architecture building. And when we had the fire inspection from the Office of State Fire Marshal, they found that they did not care for our lack of a decent system, and then also lack of firewalls and separation between the warehouse and the store, and where our classrooms are. So they are requiring us to do quite a list of mitigations to fix those problems.
Yeah, for sure. So what has happened in that time? You mentioned some of the things that you are planning to do. What has happened in the last few months since we talked with you in correspondence with them?
Right. The last few months, what we've had is we have had our architect actually doing the designs. So designing things, we have the plans to the point where we could get it to the alarm company, and they could look at it and start their process, which is the first process that we're starting now. And then also the plans went to the Office of State Fire Marshal for their approval. The State Fire Marshal said, not quite yet. We're going to send those back to the architect. We would like you to do some more work and develop them to the point that they are ready for a contractor's bid. So that's the stage we are now. They are there and they are working on those. Once those are completed, then they will send them back to the Office of State Fire Marshal, and the Office of State Fire Marshal will approve or not approve them. If they approve them, then we'll be good to go and look at, and we'll start taking bids for the phases that we need to build out those firewalls and do some of those renovations, move things around out in the warehouse. If they don't approve them, then they go back to the architect for the changes that they recommend. Then it will probably go back to them for approval yet again.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask, like, are things starting to add up in terms of cost on this?
So far, it's not been too bad. We've had 2 architect builds, so that have been right around $9,000-$10,000, and then we have the current bill for the design of the fire alarm system, so which is about $3,000, which is what we hope to raise. Currently
on Saturday
or on the next few weeks, we'll have a Facebook fundraiser going, and we have a QR code and some ways that people can donate to help donate to that piece. And then also very quickly, then we'll have the piece for the equipment.
Yeah, sure. Now
need to raise.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, all these people realize you're a nonprofit, right? I mean, like, and I say that kind of transitioning to, like, is there some like level of understanding there that you don't just have $9,000-$10,000 sitting around? So, are they like, yeah, we understand, give us what you can when you can. Like, they're not like all about getting that money from you, are they?
Well, they haven't been, it hasn't been like that, but they are, the architects have been really great. We're working with AEX out of Forsyth. And they are great. And they actually, instead of doing like a project amount to keep it lower for us, we're doing an hourly basis. So we pay the architect and the engineer, pay them, rates for their work.
I see.
So it's a little less.
Yeah.
And no, it's not, and no one is, coming at us for money. The fire alarm system, I have to pay that, but we also do have, funds set aside. We have a capital account. And we'll have some that will be, that Encore will be, putting towards the project.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When it comes to timeline, Stephanie, how are you doing there? I mean, are you feeling good about things? Are you where you want to be? How about that?
Well, when I first started this project, I was pretty naive and I was hoping to really be rolling by now. But as I'm learning and as I'm experiencing, the wait times, and it takes time to, do these drawings. And, they have other projects going on. So I have learned to be more patient and wait for things, and things don't always happen as fast as you would like them to. But I think it gives us me time to learn.
Why are things moving so slowly from your perspective?
It's just, I think, the approvals. Part of it is, some people have been sick. Vacations, it's summertime. So some of that stuff gets a little bit.
Some things get put off for a week or two. Does remind us, did the state fire marshal's office, did they have a firm date or time you had to have all this done by?
No. And actually it is the state fire marshal does the inspection for the Department of Human Services,
Okay.
Division of Developmental Disabilities.
Yeah.
So it's actually my who I report to for for this is the Department of Human Services.
Yeah. Now, I would
So-
think they would be advocating for you a little bit here to say, hey, take it easy on them. It's a nonprofit. Like,
no,
yeah, you need to do it, but at the same, no, really,
no,
really.
there is no. I have to do it. I have to get into compliance. Now, at the beginning, I did have to report to them on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But then since they have stopped doing that, and they said they'll reach out. And we don't have a current certificate to provide services because of this.
Mhm.
So we have every 6 months they renew, they send me a letter as long as I've been working. And so I just recently, beginning of the summer, got my next 6-month extension letter that, that said, we can still provide services, but at any time they could choose to pull that letter and then we would not be able to provide services. So
Yeah.
we're kind of at their
Do you feel
mercy,
like?
I guess.
Do you feel like anyone's in your corner? Anyone has your back in this process at all?
Well, I think that we have a good support here with our community and with my board, and people that want to keep things going. As far as DHS, they don't want us not to be providing services.
Right.
So they're for us, but yet I guess their hands are tied with all the government.
This is what's interesting to me is that, you're really kind of pinned against the wall by basically bureaucracy. But at the same time, this is a necessary service.
Yes.
So like they can't come in and just necessarily shut you down at the same time. You know what I mean?
I sure hope not.
Right. Right.
Because that would be detrimental and there would be a lot of fighting and a lot of frustrated people that they would do this, and they know that we are vital and important. But yeah, should they be coming in and helping provide a better facility for us? Absolutely. Do I think that they should be giving us more money to support this, to take care of this? Yes, I think they should, but they don't give us
They don't do that.
anything. No,
Yeah, they don't do that.
that.
They don't do that. Stephanie, one more time, we've got about a minute and a half. Highlight Saturday. What's going on?
Saturday, Christmas in July, July 22nd, right around 6 months from Christmas. So get ready for Christmas, you early birds.
All right.
Go food truck and lemonade shakeups and just lots of fun.
Very good. So that's Saturday, 10 to 2
Yes.
at Encore. Very good. Now, if folks can't make it Saturday, but they want to support Encore, how do they
absolutely.
do that?
They can. We'll have QR code flyers that are about ready to go out among the community. They can go on to a Facebook page. We'll have a Facebook fundraiser. They can stop by and drop off a check, drop off cash at Encore. So there are lots of, but the QR code's going to be really sweet.
Sure.
Just go right to PayPal, donate.
Easy enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. That's on Facebook, you said?
That will be on, Facebook is a different thing, but we'll have the
QR
flyers,
flyers, yeah.
around Encore and
Got
around
it.
this community.
How do folks find you on the social media?
They find us at Encore Services, or they find us at Encore Thrift Store.
And finally got those
Facebook.
changed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also, it's in works, but we have a new Encore Thrift Store website.
Hey, fun.
It's still, so it's encorethriftstore.com. It is being in the works, so it is being worked on. So it's not fully done, but you can see our, we have a Google Live Street View of Encore.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So it's
Very
super
good.
cool.
Awesome. Stephanie, thanks for coming out. Stephanie Coonce, Encore Developmental Services, joining us in studio. Network News is now.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM, W222.